Hello. Right. I thought I'd talk about this just because I think it's too important not to, if you're a Blade Runner fan. Now, I was born in the 70s. I was born 1974. And so by the time I got to the age of kind of remembering things and to do with films and movies and TV shows, that was the 80s. And that was by far and away the best time for any kind of TV and movie stuff. It's not even comparable to any other time at all. Now, that being said, the 80s, obviously the early 80s, were very dominated for the younger people by the likes of Star Wars, which I was very much into, and toys and everything else. But strangely enough, the first time I got a chance to see Alien, which obviously when you're kids in the 80s, you could basically see and do anything in that time. Your parents kind of just let you watch anything. So the first time I think Alien was available on VHS and Blade Runner was available on VHS was the early 80s, and that's when I seen it. And Alien's a no-brainer. It's a scary horror film and science fiction thing, so of course you're gonna kind of like it, even though by movie standards it's probably a slow burner because there's not a lot of action in it. But I still liked it. And Blade Runner is an unusual one for somebody young to be obviously to be into, just because of the tone and the setting. And again, there's not a lot of action in it, but I just like the story and the setting and everything from the start as well. As the years have gone on, obviously I got into the films, but I always had a thing for them. I always collected on them, and I always liked them, and I've always been obviously a big fan. Now, Blade Runner's gone through many different versions. As I say, it ended up being my favourite film, which is closely fought over by Alien. But many different versions, and I've kind of liked them all. But it did get a bit silly with obviously you got the extended version TV, you got VHS, Laserdisc, your 4K, director's cut, final cut. It just got a bit silly in the end, but I kind of went and seen them, got them all thing. Now, the final cut, the 4K, I was extremely blown away. The picture and everything is just gorgeous on it for such an older film as well. But then, like everything else, I'm always aware that there is what you call fan edits and fan cuts out there of different films. I've seen quite a few to do with other films, and some of them are pretty good, some of them are a bit rough, some of them are a nice experiment where you can get to see things that they maybe at the time the studio or the director didn't have time or money to do, and they've kind of like tweaked things. So it's nice experiments, but none of them have been kind of worthy of forgetting about the released film and just watching the fan edit instead. Apart from this one. Now, I was on YouTube just messing about, and I happened to see a trailer for this Blade Runner White Dragon cut, and it's version 5. It said coming out soon. And I was like, oh, well, it's a fan edit thing. Let's have a look at this. And I watched the trailer, and I was absolutely blown away. I was literally sitting there going, where's that from? How? What? I need to, what on earth's going on? I need to see this. So obviously, you just need to jump online. It's not that hard to find. But again, because the whole copyright thing, it's a fan edit. There's a thing at the start saying it's a fan edit, non-profit, blah, blah, blah. But it's out there on torrent sites and things. And this is version 5. Now, I downloaded it and I sat down on an evening and I thought, well, I'll watch it. It might be interesting. It's cool to see what he's done with it. And the first thing I noticed straight away is when it started off, it came up with something like 2 hours and 50 minutes. I was like, how on earth is this film 2 hours and 50 minutes? The final cut, I think it just around about 2 hours, just clocks under 2 hours, I think it is. I was like, how is this film that much longer? And I started watching it, and I literally just sat there, just open mouth all the way through the film. I just can't believe what he's done. Now, the gentleman is from over in Japan, and I believe he's been doing this for the best part of 18 years. So he's a big fan himself, obviously a perfectionist because this is version 5. And after watching this, I did email him, and I pointed out all the things I loved, which is a hell of a lot. And I pointed out a few things which, if he's able to tweak. Now, again, that's just my opinion on certain things, but everyone's got their own opinion. And if you're a perfectionist, which a lot of Blade Runner fans tend to be, you want to point these things out. He was gracious enough to reply and just say, yeah, the things that he pointed out are things which I'm working on, and some of the CGI I am going to rework on, but it was the technology I had at the time. I need to learn and obviously use other things, um, which was obviously music to my ears because I thought it just means it's just going to get better. And he says to keep my eyes open for a version 6. I don't know how often that'll be. I don't know whether he does them every year or every 2 years. I dread to think how many thousands of hours he's put into them, considering there's 5 cuts and there's going to be a 6th one. But it's just insane. He's added a lot of transitions. He's added a lot of street scenes, deleted scenes, um, edited things around, expanded things. Um, he's made his own scenes up using footage and CGI. I don't really want to talk too much about it because I think when you watch it, you should kind of see them for yourself. This is why I don't kind of want to skip through to all the certain major things he's added, because I think as a fan you should be watching it and have the same experience I did of sitting there going, oh my good god, what is it? How has he done that? Or where did he find that? How is that in there? Some of the things will just be brief seconds here and there, and some of it is a lot longer, things that's expanded and done. This is probably the only one I'm going to get a chance to show you, and I'll just leave it not too much longer after this. But this is, the top one there is all his own CGI. He expanded upon it, and there's a really, really nice transition shot which comes in shortly. And again, it's all the things he's added to it. He has put the voiceover back into it, but he hasn't put it all back in. He's kind of like left it more, the way it works more like a noir kind of detective thing, where there's a little bit in there but not too much. There is some footage that he's put in that fortunately he's kind of restricted by the quality of the footage, but he has said that he will try and obviously tweak and touch things up as he goes along, but some of it is he can't do a lot with, but it's not that noticeable. There is 2 versions out there that he's put. It's one where you can get, I think it's like 20 gigs, and that is basically the film, what you kind of see at the top of the screen there. If you take the ISO version, which is about 42 gigs, I think, if you open that one up, it's got 2 versions. It's got the film just on its own, and it's also got this split screen. So if you want, you can actually watch it and see what he's done, what he's changed, what he's edited, what he's expanded, and so on. How he's done it is to the final shooting script. So he tried to find the most final script that he could, the one before they actually go and actually start filming, and he's tried to rejig the film and alter things to try and fit everything that was in there. See, some of it didn't get filmed because of budget and time, some of it did but didn't get finished, and he's kind of tried to incorporate everything he can. Probably one of the biggest scenes, or one of the scenes that I kind of said to him that it does kind of stand out and he's going to rework it, is go to club and Zora does her actual dance and you get to see it, but he's done it with CGI. But he said that is one of the things he wants to come back to with better tech and actually go over that again. But apart from that, some of the things he's done is just absolutely mind-blown. Like I say, he's going to Leon's apartment and Leon's actually up on the ceiling. The whole scene's longer. Gaff going to find Chew, he's frozen. It's crazy the things he's been able to do. And as I say, as a fan, I was just sitting there open mouthed. It's like, this is just insane. And even though it's got a longer runtime, it doesn't feel longer. The editing and the pacing is really, really good. So when it was getting, I mean, obviously I know the film off by heart, but when it was getting to the end, I was like, this does not feel like a 2 hours. And obviously, if you're taking away the credits at the end, saying like 2 hours and 45 minutes kind of thing, it's like, this is flown by. Like, in things like there, you noticed his face was like a little bit redder. Again, that's just color correction, which just needs to be, obviously, it's another thing to come back to. No doubt it's on his list for version 6. But honestly, some of the stuff he's added, and it's kind of a bit of a slap in the face as well, because when you think you're a fan and you think you know everything, and then you're watching this and you're just seeing these scenes and it's like, I didn't know that scene existed. I didn't know that existed. It's quite amazing. Some of that could possibly be down to the fact that I did see it, but because there's been so many versions released, I kind of just forgot it. But I mean, again, this is all his own CGI. Just little things like this just to expand the world. And again, if that's working on the tech he has now, I mean, I'm not sure what engine thing he's using or tools, but I mean, if he can get his head around the likes of Unreal 5, it's going to be insane what he'll be able to do. But again, I think it's just himself doing it, so it's just insane. Now, I'll probably just leave it here, because there's a bit of CGI here which I can show you, but they always wanted to do the folding wheels, but obviously they couldn't do it back then. So you'll notice that it's added folding lifts off. Yeah, just little things like that. This flight scene's got a little bit extra, but there's the main flight scene when he leaves police headquarters and he's flying on, and he's going through the files and everything, and there's more flying spinners and taxis and ships and stuff a bit later on. Just so many scenes that he's expanded on just to make the city feel bigger and more alive and more kind of cyberpunky kind of thing. I really can't praise it enough. So yeah, if you are a fan, you gotta see this, because for me, this is now the best version to watch. It's not the cleanest one, because obviously you got the 4K, nice, absolutely immaculate disc out there. But if you're willing to look over the rougher edges, story-wise, character build-up, and just all the expansions on things, just fleshing everything out, the world out, this is head and shoulders above it. Like I say, if he can improve yet again with, I mean, he's probably going to go to the day he dies, like cut 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. It's just going to get better and better. Like I say, I thought it was as good as it's going to be and everything, but it's mind blowing. There's little things, if you know what you're looking for. Again, I just seen something there which I missed the first time, which he tweaked. But yeah, insane. So highly recommend it if you're a Blade Runner fan. If not, this was a waste of your time. Anyway, bye.